ready to hyperfixate on sewing. Not me, but I have a deadline, and so I shall. Full backstory, I'm going to Elements Music Festival here in like literally 3 weeks, and I have nothing to wear. So I've been thrifting and sourcing materials, and I also went, before Joann's shut down, I also like sourced materials before the fabric was like no more. So I have a huge pile of like clothing I want to upcycle or clothing I want to make into festival fits, and I have limited time to do so. So here I am. It is a race to the finish line, but I have faith. We're gonna do it. I have faith in my abilities. Kinda. For today's video, I actually have this like really cool outfit in mind. I'll try to insert some pictures of my inspo here. The shirt is nothing new. The shirt has been done before. The pants are something new. So this is just one video. For the rest of July, I will be making festival fits. So that's kind of what July is gonna be. It's just me upcycling clothing and me making clothing. And hopefully that's entertaining. I'm just kind of hoping I'll pull it off, to be honest. I'm going to Elements Music Festival. I'm going with 3 other of my girlfriends. So it's 4 of us total. And I was like, how cute it would be if we all dressed as one of the elements. And I'm Earth, naturally. And so I have to come up with like a whole earthy fit. And my whole vibe for this whole music festival is like earthy fairy. I want to be like a forest frolicker, right? Like that's the vibe I want. We're going to be literally in the forest. I want to wear like all earth tones. I just want to be a little forest fairy. So for most of my outfits, I think I'm going to do mostly like a skirt, but I have like this vision, and we'll see if it works out. Honestly, I am filming this after I've already created the shirt portion of it, because this week I've been sewing like after I got off work. So I'm gonna start inputting clips of that. You guys will see the shirt first, and then today, as I am right now, I'm gonna start the pants. But I'll show you guys the shirt process. It only took me 2 evenings after work to do it, and it really wasn't that hard. I upcycled this shirt here. I liked that it had like the green and brown pattern, and honestly, I really liked the fabric. It's kind of like, I don't know, like a cooling fabric. I don't know if that makes sense. It doesn't feel very sweaty, which is really what I need for a festival. I think I thrifted it for $8, and I had a vision in mind when I got it. I'm gonna roll those clips now, and I'll come back, touch base once we start the pant. Okay, let's go. First things first, I need to make sure that I can get the cup size to be correct before I do anything else. The nice thing is this is like a pretty stretchy fabric, so I think I'm gonna do what I did similarly to this shirt I made. This is also a stretchy fabric, and what I did was basically measure one area right here and one area right here, and I created a dart, so it created more of like a spherical shape of fabric instead of just a flat piece of fabric, because I have boobage. So you can see this is the very first shirt I ever made, so the insides are actually not finished, but in the middle there's a dart, and I think that's my intention going into this shirt. But first I'm going to start with the cup size, and then the remaining fabric I have, I'll add some detail around it. I've made a rough sketch of what I'm envisioning the shirt's going to look like, and I've also measured out exactly how big I want each of the cup sizes to be. Basically it's going to be 8 by 8, 8 by 8 obviously, and then 11 on the bottom here. That's not accounting for any like seam allowance or anything, so I'll probably add like ½ inch. I want the pattern to be facing down because it kind of has like a stripe to it, and I want the stripe going down, so I just have to measure all of that out accordingly. I think I'm going to do basically 2 triangles according to this. So I upped it to 9 just in case. I can make it smaller, I can't make it bigger, so I'm gonna do 9 by 9 and then 11. We're gonna up that to 12 just to make it even, and then half of 12 is 6. So I'm gonna do 1 triangle as 9 by 9 by 6, and then the other one 9 by 9 by 6. So I need to basically measure out 4 separate triangles on this fabric. Now I have 4 separate triangles, and I am going to start by sewing them on the long side here, which will be in the center, and I'm going to put them right sides together and sew along this edge. So now we have 2 triangles, and I can work with this. This is fine. This will work. I am going to have to inevitably add something underneath for just like a little more support. So the sleeves has this like shearing or smocked effect. It was on the arms right here. I think I'm going to use this part here that stretches. I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to sew each one of them underneath the bust. We are making progress. I have 2 sides now. I did just go ahead and hem the edges as well. So this top part is good to go. Now I think I'm going to focus on the bottom part here, and I'm just going to measure out kind of where I want it. I think I want it towards like my belly button, 8 inches we'll round up, we'll go to 9, just so that way there's room for hem allowance. I'm now gonna create 2 cuts. So this is basically the rest of the fabric I can more or less work with. There's like a little bit left, but more or less this is what I'm gonna be working with. So I'm just gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna use this half for the bottom piece here. But what's nice is I can actually work with this bottom hem. I don't have to hem the bottom of it. Now I have 2 equal pieces. Now I'm just kind of holding it up to my body to see where I like it sitting. I decided to cut it at an angle, and I cut it a little longer than I thought I would want, just because I know once I like actually attach it, it'll shrink a little bit. So I'm thinking this is kind of how it's gonna sit now. I'm going to be putting right sides together. I'm gonna stretch this from here to here and sew along the bottom edge, and then it will kind of sit something like that. I finished up the bottom here, and I even hemmed all the sides, so it's pretty much good to go. I have a lot of strings to cut, but besides that, it's looking really good. I'm gonna like pretend I'm wearing it for a sec. So this is the vibe. Now, I need something to connect these 2 pieces together, and I'm trying to debate because a really long time ago I thrifted this dress and it had this like gold chain thing on it, and I feel like that could be cute in the middle there. And then out of this fabric, my plan for the back, I want to basically just encase some elastic into like a thin band, and it just like go across my back right here, just like an elastic band covered in like scrap fabric. I kind of maybe want to do like a spaghetti strap situation and maybe like tie that around my neck. I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow though, but tonight I think I want to finish by looping this on. So I think I'm just gonna create like 2 small little loops, have the fabric sit in it like that. So I just cut off 2 rectangles like so, and then sew that to the inside of the shirt. Okay guys, well, I did it. Whether it was the right move or not, time will tell. It's adorable, so hopefully it is. I'll remove it if not. I'm gonna call it a night. Tomorrow we will finish. I will see you then. I'm looking like a hot mess, and that's because I had a full day of work today. The grind doesn't stop. We're gonna sew. I need to create a back, and I need to create straps. Both of those things require like strips of fabric. I think for the strap for the neckline, I'm not gonna put any elastic in it. I just need straps. I'm a little concerned though because I don't have that much fabric left, and so I'm like really gonna have to piece this together. I think what I'm gonna do is start by doing the back, because I just basically want to do, I'll put in a picture here of what I'm thinking, but I'm thinking it's just gonna be like a strip of fabric with elastic in it, and when I get in the shirt, I'll just squeeze into it like that. And so I do need a strip of fabric long enough for that no matter what. So I think I'm gonna start with that. I'm just gonna measure my back right where I want it to sit, 18 inches. So from all of these scraps that I have, I need to get like 18 inches of fabric, basically something like this, where I'm going to like fold right sides together. So along this edge right here, take a loop turner, flip it inside out as if I was making straps. So first I need to create like 1 long piece of fabric. So however I can, cut this fabric up and then like piece it together. So sew those together, straight stitch. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I have this strip cut here, I have another strip cut and another strip cut. I'm gonna do right sides together, sew along this edge, and then it'll create 1 long strip. And then this is gonna like bunch up with elastic. So I don't think it has to be perfect. Plus with all the patterning, I just feel like it's gonna be fine. Now it's 1 giant piece. Now I'm just gonna go through and make it like a little bit more rectangular, so that way it's a little bit more even. I actually ended up creating like 2 long strips of fabric and then sewing that together to create 1 bigger rectangle, because I kind of realized like once this gets folded over, I want it to be kind of substantial. So like I feel like that's a good width. So from here, I am going to trim off any excess here just to make it as thin as possible. And then I'm going to make sure right sides are together, so just like this. And then I'm going to sew along the top edge here, and then I'm going to take my loop turner and turn it right side out, so that way I get like the pretty fabric facing the outside. So now I have 1 big strip, and I'm just gonna put my loop turner in on 1 side, hook it, pull it right side out. The nice thing about this fabric is it is so thin that it's actually pretty easy pulling it back through. This is the elastic I'm gonna use. To figure out how much elastic I need, I'm going to basically hold it from 1 side to the other, and I am gonna give it a light stretch because I do want it to stretch over my body. So I'm gonna pull it. You can see I'm like only cutting off like this much elastic because this will stretch, and that's what's gonna, you know, support me and hold me up. So now the elastic is sewed in on one side here. I want to take my shirt and actually sew this to the back. And literally all I'm going to do is just button it out on one side and sew it to the back like so. And I'm going to go over that with a zigzag stitch. You can see zigzag stitch. I think I want to try to create the straps next just because I need those in order for the shirt to work. And I have like decent lengths of fabric. I'm just gonna use it all. I'm gonna do kind of a similar technique that I just did with the elastic. But instead of putting elastic in it, I'm just gonna make it like a spaghetti strap. Ideally, I would be able to create 2 straps. That way it would just be a little stronger and I wouldn't just rely on one strap. I'm gonna start cutting these out and basically doing the exact same technique I did with the elastic thread and just making it one long strip. I think I'm gonna make it one long strip and then from there see how much fabric I have and then divide that by 4. So 2 and 2. I just went through and cut out a bunch of rectangles. This is literally all the fabric I have left. Okay, I have one long strap that honestly did not take me that long to do. So this would be one strap. Yeah, I feel like that would be enough. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna divide by 4. Now that I have 4 equal pieces, I'm gonna do the same thing as I did before. I'm gonna fold right sides together and then use my loop turner to flip it inside out to create a skinny little spaghetti strap. I've got 4 straps. Once again, I am bearing all on the internet here. The top is finished. I need it to sit a lot tighter than it is in order for it to have support, which is not surprising. I'm gonna need to attach the top and bottom right here. And then I'm almost wondering if I just like have this hanging down. Does that look cute? I did a little adjusting. I tighten the sides right here just a little bit. I cut the chain, so now it just dangles in the front, and that's all I'm gonna give you. This is a little sneak peek. I need to cut the strings and then I will show you the final result, but it's good. You guys will see the after of the shirt when I'm done with this whole outfit, so you gotta be patient. Now that we're going to be focusing on pants, you have to stick with me here. This, it's a little weird, but stick with me. In this bag, I have probably 30 or 40 brown sashes. I thrifted these. They were in like the craft section of the thrift store and I had no idea what they were. I just saw like the brown fabric, and my ideas for future outfits is like little fairy skirts, like tattered fairy skirts. I wanted different materials, and so when I first saw this I was like, oh, you know, I could just use it to like tack on to a fairy skirt, like have it as another texture, another color. But I ended up buying 3 bags. I think there were literally 5 total. I don't know who in the hell donated like 80 brown sashes to the thrift store. But I bought 3 of them. They were $5 a bag each. Originally, I was thinking they're actually quite long and it's kind of a lot of fabric. Like, I will just show you. It's a lot. So this is my idea, right? Originally, I was like, oh, I could just turn these into, I don't know, like little bloomer shorts or something. Like if I were to ruffle these up, right? And make like little bloomer shorts or like a ruffly skirt, that could be cute. But then I was like, I have so many sashes. What am I possibly gonna do with this when I'm done? And so now I think I might be a little overzealous here, like I always am. And I have this idea of making ruffle pants. I've never made pants before. Second of all, I have looked and looked and looked to see if what I am envisioning in my head exists in real life, and I can't really find anybody that's done the same thing. So I'm like, is this a bad idea? For starters, in order for me to even make ruffle pants, I need to have a liner to attach the ruffle to. So hear me out. I think I'm going to be turning these sashes, I think I'm going to sew some together to create a larger piece of fabric that is like patchworked together, just similar to what I just did with the shirt, patchworked it together, and then trace pants I already own, create pants, and then I can ruffle these up, get them all set to like be little ruffles, and then sew the ruffles onto the pants. But I'm just thinking like, what else am I going to do with this much fabric? It's like I bought it, I want to use it. It's like I'm trying to upcycle it and have like more of a sustainable festival season. Very first thing, I need to take a bunch of this fabric and sew them together to make one wide piece of fabric. And in case you're wondering, I actually just counted them all out and I have 30 sashes. So it was, each bag was a pack of 10. I have 30 to work with. Let's do it. These are all washed and dried, so theoretically speaking, nothing should shrink and this should work out for me. They are a little bit different of textures on each side, so this one is a little more shiny and this side is a little more matte. I'm already sweating. Before I get way too overzealous, what I'm gonna do is measure each sash, and also I have this pair of pants that I kind of want to copy. I like the fit of them. They're not too tight, they're not too loose. I feel like they're gonna be a good pant to trace. Just for starters, I just need to know, first of all, how tall are these? Second of all, how wide wide are they? Probably is not professional. They're like 42 and like 14 wide. How long are these sashes? They're 105 inches long. Each sash is 5 inches width by 105 height. And my pants, each leg needs to at least to be 15 by 45 times 4. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna like stack them. And if I do 9 of these in a row, that would make 45 inches height. So I'm going to sew 9 of the 30 sashes I have right here, right now, together along this line to create one rectangular piece of fabric. I feel like I'm like literally gearing myself up for battle because I just know I'm gonna be standing here for literally hours today. Oh, perfect. It's getting jammed literally immediately. This is foreshadowing for the rest of this. Now we have one giant rectangle. I'm gonna take the pants that I'm using as inspiration and turn them inside out. I'm gonna do something crazy and I'm honestly just gonna cut it 1/2 inch all the way around. Hi. Mommy's working really hard right now. I love you so much. No, I'm so sorry. Sorry, you gotta go this way, dude. I'm already feeling a little manic. Now I'm just gonna take this same piece of fabric that I just cut and lay it over opposite sides, so like right sides together. Now we just cross our fingers and our toes that that's correct. I'm just gonna label that. So now I feel like this is where things get a little interesting because now I need to ensure that these pants fit before I add ruffles. And I think it'll be easier to add ruffles if the pants are not already like cylindrical. So I think what I have to do is like create the pants. And then once I know that works, maybe I can just like undo the side seam. So when I do this, I'm gonna do a straight stitch, but I'm gonna do like the largest straight stitch and I'm not gonna back stitch till I know for sure this works. Okay, I'm just gonna like try them on. These actually do fit. We have a more or less flat piece of fabric. Oh, and a hole that I have to fix. I can start focusing on the ruffles. I am doing a gathering technique that I've done in the past on this channel, but basically you create a super long basting stitch. Like I did my stitch length to 5. I didn't back stitch the front or the back. And then I'm able to take the string and like pull on the fabric together. And now basically what I need to do is pin this in place so it doesn't move and now sew over top of all the gathers. Now to make many, many more. Okay, I just went down a rabbit hole with these ruffles. I ended up doing 10 of them and I don't even know if that's enough, but I want to call it a night because I've been sewing for like 7 hours now. Tomorrow I want to get a start on actually putting them on the pants, so I think that's what I'm going to do like first thing. I wanted to like get the ruffles done and then tomorrow morning my plan is to start putting them on the pants, and then if I need more ruffles I'll create more. I'm gonna call it a night and I will see you tomorrow. Who's ready to finish? Me. I actually got a lot done yesterday. I'm feeling like really accomplished with what I was able to get done, and my goal is to finish the rest of it today. I have my pants. I have my ruffles. What I think I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start with the legs because I need some practice and I feel like the legs will be a little more forgiving than like front and center. So this is the bottom of one leg. Now I have one ruffle all along the bottom here, and just when I close the side seam is when it will close up the ruffles here. Here's the rest of that ruffle. Actually, would that look kind of cool if every other one was shiny? Well, I actually might do that. We'll have another ruffle like right about here, and then another one over that. Only like a million more to do. Oh, you guys, remember I was like, I'm gonna start with the legs just in case I mess up. I didn't start with the legs. I was like, I should like put this on just to make sure it's fitting. What I started with and now have put on the wrong way. It's supposed to go up here. Ah! Why is there always something happening? Why am I like this? I'm gonna crash out. Oh, dude. And also just because like now how I've done it, like the spacing isn't correct. But also what I was gonna do was like, I was gonna fold this over, put an elastic. I'm so annoyed at myself. I'm gonna fix this part right here, and then I think I'm just gonna like leave it as is. I can't believe I did that. No, I can believe it. That's the annoying thing. I can believe I did that. I'm just annoyed at myself for doing that. I really thought I was doing the leg. It's like, brother. Don't worry guys, I fixed it. I just started doing the front and back. It's fine. I might have to fix it a little bit, like once they're like ready to go, to like fill in any gaps. You guys, this is the pants. This is crazy. I have sewn all the ruffles on. That was kind of crazy. I ended up having to make 5 more ruffles, which is good because I'm basically using like all the sashes, but I think the next thing is sewing them back together with the side seams. This next part is like literally critical to me having pants. So I think I'm just gonna take it really slow, and I'm just gonna like really carefully go through and sew the right sides together, trying to avoid the ruffles. So like at the very edge, I will sew the ruffles together. Real talk, I don't know if I like them. First of all, I messed up on the elastic. I'll show you, but I need to fix it no matter what. I accidentally sewed the ruffle in with the elastic. I also just put this brown swimsuit top on because if I'm gonna have big pants, I feel like I need a really small top. Like a part of me thinks I could turn this into like shorts, but like have it look like a skirt, and then cut off the bottom here and turn those into leg warmers. It'd be like the same vibe, just not as much happening. Like they're so cool, but it's like I don't know. I can't decide. I'm doing it. I'm not loving it after all that work, but it's not gonna go to waste. Honestly, I feel like it's gonna be easy to fix, so it's fine. Again, things are not working out in my favor. Cut them up. I accidentally cut the shorts off, so they're no longer shorts, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. I can just wear shorts underneath. It was just like, oh, I like thought I was done, and now I'm not because I didn't like it. I'm gonna finish tonight because like I'm over it. I did try it on with like this skirt and some leg warmer. I just like pulled it up, and I think it's cuter. I am happy with that. Yeah, it's just a matter of actually putting elastic in for the leg warmers now and finishing the edges and making it look nice. Is a lot, but not impossible. Am I on the verge of a mental breakdown? Probably.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
I don't think I can wear the skirt. Like I literally don't think it's possible anymore because now that it's a skirt and the elastic's so tight, it's riding up so high on my waist. There's no weight to it. Uncomfortably short. It's messy. The project was fine. I did the pants as I wanted them, but I didn't like them, and that's my own fault. It's like a part of me doesn't even want to post this to YouTube and just pretend like I never did it because it's like embarrassing that I didn't do well and whatnot, but also this is reality and this is where I'm at. If I were to just put some elastic in this and then I had to have like something on my legs, which I would prefer.
One eternity later.
I look wrecked because I am. If only you guys just saw what happened. Oh my god, I don't even know if I can go into it. My needle broke. So I went out to get a new one. I think I got the wrong size, so I put that in my sewing machine. That needle broke. I had to like take apart my sewing machine because I had to like search for the needle. Oh, I think I got a Singer universal needle, and I have a Brother sewing machine. I don't know if that was the cause of it. I need to order more needles. Turns out I actually had another one, thank God. I finished the project. I'm giving you a sneak peek. It is literally 9:30 p.m. and I started sewing at like 1. I am so beyond tired. I am gonna give you like a full-on reveal tomorrow, but you can see the whole thing. Oh, what a joy sewing is. All right, you guys, it is the next day. I have the outfit on. I think I was, as always, being harder on myself than I should have. I am always really hard on myself. And I think what frustrated me the most with this project is I like had it finished, but I didn't like what it was. What I had in my head, it did not equate in real life, which made me bummed. But in the long run, I'm actually really happy with the way the outfit came out. I slept on it. I'm feeling much better. I now like have put it on as if I was like to actually be going. I put on some jewelry and I think it's actually really cute. So I'm gonna stop beating myself up. I'm gonna insert some clips here of the final results, and yeah, I'm actually quite pleased with it. I think the top is so cute. Honestly, the top turned out exactly like how I thought I would in my head, so I'm really happy with that. And it's super supportive. It's super lightweight. I think it's literally perfect. I like the gold rings that I added, and you can see I can either put it above or below. I think both are super cute. I feel like the top turned out exactly like my inspo. I think it's really cute, and I literally think it's perfect for my earth fit. For the skirt, considering I made these out of thrifted sashes, you know what? I'm actually really pleased with myself. Had I known I was going to create a skirt the whole time, I think I would have done it a lot differently. But now that it's finished and like I did make it longer in the end and like it's not as tight now with the elastic, like I feel like now the end result is actually pretty good. I still don't know if I'm going to wear this together as an outfit, but I think it's pretty cute, so I might. I don't know. I guess we'll just see what else I come up with. I think the leg warmers are literally such a vibe. I ended ended up making them shorter, and so now they just go right below the knee, which makes more sense, and I encased the elastic in it. Originally, I did not encase it, and you could see the wide elastic, so if you're gonna be making leg warmers, I really suggest encasing the elastic in it. I'm actually really excited with how everything turned out. It's as roughly and flowy as I wanted it. It's just a little different than what I had in my head. Also, if you can see strings on everything, no, you can't. I have not yet cut any of those because last night I ended up going to bed until like 11 p.m. When I was done sewing finally. So I still need to cut the strings, and I think I might add some sequins, which is gonna be a later thing, but I have some sequins and some beads. I might add those as if there's not already so much happening. I think seeing it with like jewelry and everything also made me like think like, no, this is kind of perfect for a festival. Like obviously what I'm making is not everyday wear. I'm not gonna be naturally wearing these leg warmers on a random Tuesday, but for a festival, I think it's super cute. I'm happy with how it turned out. I hope my crash out was at least somewhat entertaining, but hey, if that's not a realistic sewing experience, then I don't know what is. I think in literally every single project I do, I have a moment where I'm like, there is literally nothing inside me left to give. I'm like fighting for my literal life. But that's just how it goes. I think that's just like the art of being creative, I suppose, right? You gotta have turbulent moments. If it's not tumultuous at least once, did you even create? I don't know. Anyways, friends, let me know if you like this below, or if you would upcycle sashes, let me know down below. What would you turn those into? I still have 6 left, so I'm scheming. What else could I make? If you like this video, or you just like seeing my face at all, hit the subscribe button. I post videos almost every single week. I try to post 3 weekends of every month. For the rest of this month, I am going to be doing festival wear, since I am literally attending a festival in 3 weeks, and I now have one single outfit to wear. And of course, if nothing else, I just hope this video encourages you to stay creative, stay inspired, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Like honestly, I do kind of look like an earth goddess. Oh, my eye's watering. That's how crazy this idea is. My eye's watering. This is what happens when you're a procrastinator.
It's just like the back of the sewing machine.
Yeah.
You can see like hands poking through.
Yeah, it's gonna be a video of me
You should
sewing.
duck down in between and be like,
Hello.